Mondays in Rome, January 12th. Today in Christian history, this week in Christian history, from Sunday to Sabbath, warning up front. I define a Christian as a follower of Paul, because that's when they were first called that. Everyone else is a disciple of Messiah, under the law, under the will of the Father. I digress. Rome didn't conquer the world with swords alone. Rome conquered with labels, courts, and holy paperwork. It renamed faith. It renamed obedience. Then it punished anyone who wouldn't bow to the new script. This is how empire always works. Change the words, then change the people. So what does January 12th look like when you follow the blood trail of Christian empire? Not just in Rome, but everywhere Rome's gospel went. Today, Monday, January 12th. January 12th, 1414. Traitors. So-called heretics, the Lollards, are condemned as traitors and executed the next day. Not for theft, not for murder, for refusing the authorized version of belief. When theology merges with state power, disagreement becomes treason. Rome always upgrades dissent into a crime against order. This template never went away. January 12th, 1609. The Inquisition gets a complaint. At Logroño, witchcraft accusations tied to Zugarramurdi feed the Inquisition's furnace. Communities are ripped apart by fear, coerced confessions, public penance, ritualized terror. Whether the charge is witch, heretic, or schismatic, the function is identical. Manufacture an enemy to justify control. Now zoom out. This week in Christian history, Sunday to Sabbath. January 11th, 1569. England's first state lottery is authorized, approved under Queen Elizabeth I. Proceeds were framed for public works and national good, an early example of state-sanctioned money systems justified under Christian monarchy, tying faith, crown, and economic extraction together. Empire lesson. Financial systems wrapped in moral language. January 13th, 1129. Papal approval of the Knights Templar. Council of Troy concluded mid-January. While the council convened earlier, January marks the formal papal legitimization of a standing military order under Christian authority. This is a turning point. Monks plus swords. Vows plus violence. Christ plus empire enforcement. Empire lesson. War baptized as obedience. January 15th, 1535. Execution of Carthusian monks in England. Refusal to recognize Henry VIII as supreme head of the church led to executions. They weren't killed for crimes. They were killed for refusing state-defined Christianity. Empire lesson. When the state defines Christ, conscience becomes treason. January 16th, 1547. Ivan IV, the Terrible, crowned Tsar of all Russia. The first Russian ruler crowned Tsar under Orthodox Christian authority. This fuses absolute monarchy, divine right, and church blessing. The result? Centuries of state-church violence, suppression, and religious nationalism. Empire lesson. Christian kingship replaces covenant obedience. January 17th, 395. Death of Emperor Theodosius I, the last emperor to rule a united Roman Empire under state Christianity. After his death, the empire splits east and west. State Christianity becomes permanent. Dissenting Christians are criminalized. Jews and heretics are legally suppressed. This week marks the point of no return for imperial Christianity. Empire lesson. Once Christianity becomes law, lawlessness follows. Why this week matters. Sunday to Sabbath. This is not coincidence. Across this single week in history, you see military Christianity legalized, state-defined faith enforced, conscience punished, money systems baptized, empire crowned holy. Different centuries, same script. This week isn't about one date. It's about a pattern, repeated across centuries, continents, and calendars. From Sunday to Sabbath, the record is consistent. Empire baptizes itself. Obedience is redefined. Resistance is criminalized. Scripture is weaponized. Violence is justified as discipline, order, or love. Rome didn't just rule land, it ruled time. And Rome exports the system. In the Americas, natives are declared souls without Christ, land becomes vacant, and conquest is reframed as evangelism. Forced conversions, boarding schools, erased languages, done in Jesus' name. In Africa, crosses march beside chains. Kingdoms are dismantled, cultures stripped, labor extracted, all under the banner of salvation. In Australia, children are stolen for their own good, while Scripture is used to sanctify removal, discipline, and silence. In Europe, Jews are expelled, ghettos enforced, pogroms justified, because the empire's Christ always needs an outsider. Different continents, same theology. Different victims, same paperwork. This isn't faith gone wrong. This is empire functioning correctly. Now compare that to the king. Yeshua never built an empire. He built disciples. He didn't train men to burn their opponents. He warned about wolves. Beware of false prophets. By their fruits you will know them. Matthew 7:15 through 20. Depart from me, you workers of lawlessness. Matthew 7:23. All who take the sword will perish by the sword. Matthew 26:52. No courts, no pyres, no paperwork sanctifying theft, just obedience, just truth, just clean hands. Rome's Christian track record is predictable. Courts, prisons, stakes, chains, forced loyalty, and holy language stapled to violence. The disciples' track record is also predictable. Justice, mercy, faithfulness, obedience, and love proven by works. So here's the Monday question that carries us from Sunday all the way to Sabbath. When Christian history smells like prisons, ash, and stolen children, who exactly were they following? Ask the hard questions. Hashtag Eric Seeks Truth. Love, Eric Osborne. Hashtag No Buts Allowed.